Hello, I'm Challen Wyckoff, and welcome to Heavenly Water and our presentation of Understanding the RBTI. RBTI stands for the Reams Biological Theory of Ionization. Over the last 20-some years, we've printed and published 11 books plus several CDs and DVDs explaining the RBTI and the theories of the RBTIs and the rules of the RBTI as Dr. Reams instructed me over 40 years ago. And now what we want to do is present something on a DVD format where we can expand the information being conveyed. If you look at Dr. Reams' book, Choose Life or Death, he says in here that if there's so much material in the RBTI, so much information, that if you were to take a set of numbers and wrote everything down pertaining to that set of numbers on paper, you'd have a stack of paper going from the earth to the moon. And if you were a very fast reader and read 12 hours a day, it'd take you over 2,000 years to read the material, let alone comprehend and understand it. But before we go any further with this series of DVDs, I would like to read a disclaimer. Now, this disclaimer is printed in the only health guide you will ever need. This is one of my textbooks. And this disclaimer states, the following material is presented as educational material only. It is not intended to be prescriptive, diagnostic, or meant to treat any disease or malady of the human body. This material teaches the theory of the Reams Biological Theory of Ionization. If you have any questions about your specific situation, ask a qualified healthcare practitioner whom you trust. Whatever actions you choose to take based upon the information presented in this course, you do so based upon your own reasoning and judgment. I am a traditional naturopath. I do my best to stay within my profession. I teach people how to eat and drink to be healthy. I don't treat diseases or promise cures or give any results for this stuff. What I do is I teach people how to eat and drink. If you go to my website, you'll see even recipes we print. We teach people how to remineralize food. But those are the things we do and we're going to discuss in this series of DVDs. This is quite a journey. I have never seen anybody else do something like this, and we are very excited about bringing this to the world. Dr. Reams' dream was that everybody in the world that wanted some information would be able to have some of the equipment themselves and be able to test do some testing. And if they get stuck or need some more information, they come to somebody like me. We have taught people all over the world how to improve their health for themselves, their loved ones, their families, and their friends. Now, all these DVDs, they're going to be in series, and each one will be listed. This first one, they'll be listed as RBTI DVD number 1. That's what this one's going to be. Then we'll go right in sequence 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can look at whatever you want to. There will not be a title for each one. Each DVD will try to keep it between 5 and 10 minutes upon a certain subject, whatever that topic is. And we're going to go down through all my books and materials so that you can understand how this whole progresses and be able to do this thing, the RBTI, and have some information for yourself. If you have a topic that you'd like to have discussed, you may submit it through challen@heavenlywater.com. Go to my website, read the material on there, and if something's of interest and enough people ask a question, we will try to present something on that. This is quite a journey, and we're very excited about it. Now, we're dedicating this whole set of DVDs to Dr. Reams. Dr. Reams was a founder of the RBTI, and what I do is I've just expanded upon the information that he has taught whenever he was alive. And when I went to his classes, one of the classes I was in, he sat in front of the room and he was talking, and he said, you students are going to be the ones that unlock the secrets of the RBTI. And really myself, I thought, what in the world could we unlock that he didn't already unlock? But whenever I got sick the last time in 1989, 1990, I went back to God and I told God, I said, you have my attention. And God says in the Bible, my people have a slow neck, or a stiff neck. They're slow to bow. And I was sick 3 times. I went back to Dr. Reams 3 times before I finally got so sick in '89, and Dr. Reams was dead. And I told God, I said, if you show me the secrets, I will teach this to all that want to hear it. And I spent 20 years, spent all the money I had. I tested people, I learned, I put this business together, Heavenly Water, and I've uncovered so many secrets to this RBTI. Many of these secrets anybody's able to see with a little bit of exposure and a little bit of guidance. I've had people come here for 3-4 months. At the end of 4 months, they can see some of these pictures, and they get so excited they run out and do all kind of things. They just don't understand a lot of it, but they do some of the RBTI. Dr. Reams, when I was in his office one time back in the early 70s, he said he was so excited because he was able to teach this RBTI to somebody, and it was not going to go to his grave with him, because he thought it was going to go to his grave. He never thought he'd be able to convey it. Now, he didn't necessarily mean just me. There were many people in the classes that he taught that he helped. And the only thing I know is that this secret is here. And you don't have to believe me. You come see me and you watch these numbers, and I'll teach you how these numbers move. And you can see how this food affects everybody. And then another time, I really believe he knew what I was going to do with this, because another time I was in one of his classes, and one of his favorite sayings was, "It's very hard to educate the educated." And many of his classes, you had very learned people come to the class. You had doctors, chiropractors, very well-educated people, and they would come to the class and they would ask him questions. But the problem with all these people coming is they tried to make Dr. Reams' program fit into what they already were doing, and it didn't work. Dr. Reams' program was a completely different program. Now, it will complement all the healing arts, but this is the basis for everything. And the reason I believe that I was able to grasp onto this so well, because I knew nothing about health. My mind was like this blackboard or this whiteboard behind me. It was completely empty. I knew nothing about it. When I went to see Dr. Reams the first time, I'd had some health issues. I was only 22 years old. And I went in to see him. He did a test on just like I do now. Same thing he did, exactly the same way. And he told me what was wrong and why I hurt where I hurt. And I truthfully thought, this guy's a quack. I said, nobody can do this. But I said, I'm going to do what he said for 6 months. And so I made a commitment. And I tell many of my clients, make a commitment. Just do what I say for 6 months and see what happens. So I made a commitment for 6 months. At the end of 6 months, I thought I was so healthy I could walk through a wall. It was absolutely tremendous, and my numbers were perfect. I'm the only person I've ever seen with perfect numbers. Not that there haven't been other people, just that I have not seen them. I have never seen anybody with perfect numbers except mine. So I went and studied with Dr. Reams. I traveled with him, went to seminars. He told me I spent 3 days with him before and studied with him. And he told me different things about it. That's where I learned the most from him. Now, Heavenly Water, through these DVDs, we will have discussion points. And discussion points will talk with you and tell you different things. And we're going to teach you how the RBTI was and how it is done and what should be done today. If you want more information, go to www.heavenlywater.com. You should log in. On the toolbar, we have a Contact Us segment there. Put your information in there. Anytime we put a new recipe up, a new DVD, or a new pattern to study up, we will notify everybody by email that's on the website. If you're not on the website, you won't know when we put something new up. All this material is copyrighted. This DVD is copyrighted as of September 2013. But go visit the website, and hope to see you, and I hope you enjoy this journey with us. Thank you.